You might not want to hear what I'm going to tell you, but let me tell you, darling, if you can really take this in, I promise you, this will change your life. And if you've been watching tons of dating relationship advice and you're like, Arica, none of it's working. Maybe you've even hired a coach. Maybe you've seen you've seen so many videos and you feel so confused. You're doing tons of courses and you're like, nothing is working. Babe, I'm gonna tell you why it's not working, and you're gonna want to stay to the very end of this video, because when you really understand this concept, and if you can just take one takeaway from what I'm gonna share with you, and if you can start implementing it in your life, my darling, it will change the rest of your life. Your life will be so much more rewarding, fulfilling. You'll be at peace with yourself finally when you do what I'm going to share in this video. So listen, I need you to support me in this. If you will right now, give me a thumbs up. Do it right now. That'll help me out so much. And in the comment, and in the comment section, I want you to say, Arica, I'm ready. And those comments, believe it or not, actually help. My darling, there are things that have happened in your life from your past that maybe you don't want to think about, you don't want to remember, and you've just buried that stuff so deep. You don't talk about it with anybody, but it's those things that are underneath the surface that, believe it or not, pay attention, they're actually blocking you from being able to connect with people today. You see, sometimes there's a thing that happens to us that scars us so deeply, and we live with that scar. And what we end up doing is, instead of healing it, we try to protect it. We try to become stronger. We try to become more brave. And what we end up doing is, in that self-protection, we also hide the good parts of us. So when you're trying to get into a relationship, let's say that someone, they want to know the real you, they want to experience you and see what you're about. But you know, in the back of your mind, there's that part of your life that's been so hurt, and so you hide that. But guess what? When you're hiding that, you're also hiding the good parts of you, and that person never gets to see the full picture of you. So what do I mean by that? I will tell you something very personal about my own life. I had a girlfriend recently come and stay with me, and I kept seeing a pattern. Every time my friends kept staying with me in my home, at first I was really excited to see them, but then all of a sudden I would feel this sadness in my heart. And because I am a coach and because I work with a therapist personally, I'm very aware of what's going on in my life. And I thought, okay, there's a sadness going on here. And so I told my girlfriend, I said, I don't know why. Every day I feel sad, and I feel so bad because you're here seeing me, but every day I just feel sad. And she said, then let's just sit on the couch and let's just be sad. And I said, okay. And so I sat on the couch with her, and the tears were just pouring, and I was just crying and crying and crying. And this is when I had the epiphany, and I said, I think that I have been a sad girl my whole life. And I've never let anybody see that, because I thought I needed to be strong, I needed to be beautiful, I needed to be powerful, travel the world, be a coach, do all those things. But inside of my heart, there was a part of me that was always sad. But guess what? When I'm sad and I try to do relationship with people, there's that part of me that says, no, you need to keep being strong to hide that. And guess what? Nobody wants to be in a relationship with someone who's always strong. We all have our weaknesses. We all need to feel the weakness in other people, not just the good side. And so it took me some time, but working with my therapist, I realized, oh, there's still part of me that when I was 7 years old and my grandmother died of lung cancer, and I remember seeing her on the bed, on her deathbed, and seeing her wheeled out of the house, that really traumatized a part of my heart. And my whole life, I've still been protecting that part of my heart. You see, when we don't heal from the things from our past, we're constantly like that dog or that animal that has a wound, and they just protect it. And anytime people try to get close to the wound, what does the animal do? They reach, they go, they bite. But you don't realize that you're doing that in your life. And so, my darling, I promise you that if you will start healing your past, instead of ignoring those things, instead of protecting them, but if you'll actually just look at them, that you can get some real freedom, you can get some clarity, so that when people come into your life and they try to get close, instead of pushing them away, instead of hardening yourself, that you actually invite them in. Listen, my darling, if that's something that really resonates with you, I would encourage you to go to my website. I can work with you as a coach to bring healing to those areas in your life so that you don't have to do it alone. You might be watching and saying, Arica, I don't even know where they are, but I can feel it when you talk about it. My darling, I would love to be able to take you down a journey of healing, and you can do that by reaching out for some coaching. Or you can also go on your own healing journey with one of my courses on my website. So make sure you check that out. Okay, my darling, here is another video to support you. I'm glad you subscribed, because I have more videos just like this to really support your heart so that you can be loved for all of you, not just the good parts.